Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud, or MBS as the world knows him, is not just a name. He's a symbol of bold ambition, rapid transformation, and sharp controversy. Born on August 31, 1985, in the heart of Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, MBS is the son of King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud and his third wife, Fahda bint Falah Al Hithlain. His father, now the king, was once the long-serving governor of Riyadh and known for his discipline, loyalty to the royal family, and strategic mind. His mother, Fahda, is rarely seen in public, but she belongs to the powerful and respected Al Ajman tribe. Her influence behind the scenes is considered by many to be significant in her son's life, especially in terms of character and loyalty. MBS grew up in a world of royalty, protocol, and power, but he also developed a passion for strategy, statecraft, and ambition that would later reshape the kingdom. Educated in Riyadh, MBS earned a law degree from King Saud University. He wasn't the kind of royal who spent his youth in Europe or America. He stayed in Saudi Arabia, surrounded by its culture, its traditions, and its political machine. This gave him a rare blend of traditional knowledge and modern vision. He began his career as a special advisor to his father and gradually climbed the ladder of power, not just because he was the king's son, but because he positioned himself as a man of ideas, of plans, and of execution. In 2015, when his father became king, MBS's rise turned from steady to meteoric. At just 29, he became Minister of Defense, the youngest in the world at the time. A year later, he launched Vision 2030, a bold national strategy meant to reduce Saudi Arabia's dependency on oil and bring in a new era of tourism, innovation, and investment. His image changed from the quiet royal to the bold reformer who wanted to break old boundaries. He let women drive. He reopened cinemas. He lifted many of the restrictions that had shaped Saudi society for decades. To the youth, he was a rock star. To investors, he was a game changer. But to critics, he was something else entirely. Because while MBS was building a future, he was also consolidating power like few before him. In 2017, he removed his cousin, Mohammed bin Nayef, from the position of crown prince, taking the title for himself. Soon after, he led a dramatic anti-corruption campaign. Dozens of princes, businessmen, and ministers were detained at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Riyadh. Billions were recovered, but the message was loud and clear. MBS was in charge, and no one was above the state. But the real turning point came in 2018, when journalist Jamal Khashoggi, a Saudi critic and Washington Post writer, was killed inside the Saudi consulate in Istanbul. The world was stunned. Turkish intelligence leaked recordings. The CIA reportedly concluded that MBS likely ordered the killing. The crown prince denied direct involvement, but took full responsibility as the kingdom's leader. The backlash was intense, with many questioning his credibility on human rights and freedom of speech. It became his biggest mistake, one that still casts a long shadow over his global image. Yet, he moved forward, with bold investments and global partnerships. He unveiled Neom, a $500 billion futuristic city rising in the desert. He brought boxing, Formula One, and even Cristiano Ronaldo to Saudi Arabia. His public investment fund has poured billions into global tech, sports, and tourism. He wants Saudi Arabia to be not just an oil power, but a cultural and economic giant. But what about his relationships with the world? With Europe, the ties are complicated. Countries like France and the UK see Saudi Arabia as a key partner, both economically and strategically. But there is constant tension over human rights issues. Still, European leaders continue to visit Riyadh, sign deals, and engage with MBS. Money and influence speak loud. His relationship with Muslim countries is also mixed. He has built closer ties with the UAE, Egypt, and Jordan, often working together on regional issues. But his policies in Yemen, especially the war launched against the Houthi rebels, have drawn criticism from Iran, Iraq, and even some within Saudi Arabia. Yemen's humanitarian crisis has been one of the darkest chapters of his rule, with millions affected. Now the subject of Israel, this is where things get particularly interesting. For decades, Saudi Arabia refused to recognize Israel, but under MBS, things began to shift. Secret talks were rumored. Israeli officials made quiet visits to the kingdom, and then came the Abraham Accords in 2020, where the UAE and Bahrain normalized relations with Israel, with Saudi Arabia silently supporting from behind the curtain. While full normalization hasn't yet happened officially, MBS has made it clear. Peace with Israel is possible, under the right conditions. For younger Saudis, this is a new, pragmatic approach. For traditionalists, it's controversial. As for his personal life and net worth, MBS keeps much of it private. He is married to Princess Sarah bint Mashur, and they have children together. His lifestyle, however, is anything but modest. He reportedly owns a $500 million yacht, a $300 million French chateau, and a Leonardo da Vinci painting purchased for over $450 million. Though hard to confirm, his personal net worth is estimated to be in the range of $5 to $10 billion. That doesn't include control over the public investment fund, which itself is worth hundreds of billions. Now let's talk about how he thinks. MBS is a strategic risk-taker. He is not afraid to shake things up, to disrupt, and to centralize control. He believes Saudi Arabia must evolve or collapse, and he sees himself as the one chosen to lead that evolution. Critics call him authoritarian. Supporters call him visionary. What's certain is that he doesn't play small. His relationship with his father, King Salman, is seen as strong but practical. The king has given him wide authority, trusting him to carry the legacy forward. His mother, Fada, is deeply respected in private circles. Though she's not a public figure, many insiders say she is one of his closest emotional supports. So, what do people really think of him? To the older generation, he is fast-moving and unpredictable. To the youth, he's their future. To the world, he is a puzzle, a mix of progress and control, of vision and fear, of openness and secrecy. But make no mistake, he has changed Saudi Arabia more in a decade than most leaders have in half a century. Whether MBS becomes the king who modernized the kingdom or the one who ruled with too firm a hand, only time will tell. But one thing is certain. The story of Mohammed bin Salman is far from over. He's not just making history, he's rewriting it.